Okay, so a while back I did one where it was Spider-Man versus Batman, and then I did Spider-Man villains versus Batman villains, but I haven't really done Batman villains, or Spider-Man villains versus Batman. So here we go. Doc Ock, Batman. Again, as always, these are fights that happen just randomly. There's no way where these two people have a lot of prior knowledge of each other, so we're just going right through this. Intelligence. I give it to Doc Ock. Now, Batman has a tremendous amount of tactical advantages. Ironically, looking into his intelligence feats, he's done some tremendous things. But when Sue Storm was pregnant with Reed Richards' child, Reed Richards consulted Dr. Octopus about the effects of cosmic radiation on an unborn child. So Reed Richards calls you up to ask you questions, puts you in a tremendously high up level when it comes to intelligence. Fine. I don't think I need to really go too much in this one. Doc Ock isn't really known for fisticuffs, and Batman is, I'd say, an incredibly skilled person when it comes to the fighting arts. I'll do these two real quick. Dependent on writer, Doc Ock's arms are anywhere from 20 to about 85 ton. Okay, it's dependent on writer and dependent on arms. The adamantium arms beat someone like Professor Hulk. These are not the adamantium arms. This is a slightly older iteration of the character. These adamantium arms, they're built-in weaponry, and they are indestructible. You have to pretty much get through the arms to knock him out, because nothing is destroying those arms. And from a speed standpoint, Doc Ock, he's not running. He uses the arms. The tentacles give him the ability to chase down cars easily. Batman, he's fast for a human, but he's not running down cars. Vulnerability. Yes, the arms have a great ability when it comes to being defensive. But Doc Ock normally is not shown wearing a style of armor. He doesn't need to because he's got the arms. Batman, he's got a full set of body armor. Light, tactical, great when it comes against stabbing, slashing, gunfire, light explosives, fire. I mean, he's got a really well crafted set of armor, which is going to help him, survive something like this. Where Doc Ock, more often than not, fully exposed head. I tried to find the white suit version, which I always loved. I think that's a really iconic look. A villain in a white suit, but that's normally associated with Revenge of Sinister 6, which would then put me at adamantium arms. Durability. Batman, it takes a long time for him to get tired. But at the end of the day, he's still peak human. If you look at Dr. Octopus, he's using the tentacles to walk and to fight. And that's all him thinking. So you've got a person whose body's being moved by robotics versus someone who has to physically move themselves. And a person who's physically moving is going to tire a lot more than the person who's just thinking his way through a situation. EP. I'll go with versatility next. Now, from a Batman standpoint, he is carrying a lot of gear with him. The reason people look at the belt as a deus ex machina, because from a logical standpoint, Batman has to think through, okay, likelihood of any of these scenarios happening. Can I carry the gear that's going to cover the vast majority of the risks I'm going to come across? He's probably carrying a small amount of anti-venoms. He might be carrying a couple of sorts of toxins. He might be carrying sleeping agents. He's probably carrying enough things that if he goes the root cause analysis and there's a whole, here's my hassle. Here are the things that are probably going to kill me. Likelihood of me encountering those. Probably thinking, given my rogues gallery, I may or may not run into any of the following 15 people. I probably need this level of gear beyond what he would have for taking normal street level thugs down. Energy projection. I went back and forth with this. If I would actually consider the tentacles to be a range advantage. And you know, I think I will actually consider the tentacles to be an actual range advantage. Because Batman, while he will have batarangs, he's not carrying guns or explosives. If he is, they're light armaments. We're looking at Doc Ock. He's going to have the tentacles that give him a tremendous amount of range ability. And so telescopic nature is going to give him a lot of distance when it comes to the short and mid-range, where Batman might have more of an advantage from a farther range. But anything he throws, it's going to give more time for the arms to react. So I do think at a distance, I think Doc Ock has an advantage. And then to find the X Factor, I give this to the Doc Ock. And I was thinking through, a lot of people when they say, oh, well, Batman would just throw an EMP device. Well, if you were to think about Doc Ock in advance, he might have that with him. But Doc Ock kind of knows that if his arms go down, he's a regular person. So, super genius, he probably has some sort of defense against EMPs. Whether it's a quick reboot system, or whether it's something where that goes off and there's an automatic, flashbang. There's probably something that gives him enough time to go, okay, this will take 6 seconds to reboot. What can I do for a 6-second buy of time? Where Batman's not commonly running with EMPs. He might have a bunch of other things at his disposal. And I thought, what if he did a flashbang? Just enough to get him closer to Dr. Octopus. But Dr. Octopus currently faces a villain who sprays weapon in his face at every given opportunity. So he's probably got, again, some sort of natural defense against that. Whether it end up being the ability to use the neural network and see through the tentacles, he's going to have a decent amount of experience of going, okay, I do this, here are my basic countermeasures. Where I think he's going to have a much easier time defeating someone like Batman. Because while Batman is peak human, he is taking on somebody who I almost think is kind of underrated when it comes to villains. He's one of the top characters when it comes to Spider-Man's villains for a reason. Because he's matching somebody who has got a tremendous amount of intellect and a lot of physical abilities. And Doc Ock's also shown that let's say they give both prep. Well, I give them both prep. Doc Ock is going to show up with the adamantium tentacles, which he used to, trash Professor Hulk. But if you can trash Professor Hulk, and he also brought weapons that looked like garbage cans, that size of a barrel. So yeah, unless Batman goes, I need prep. Hey Clark, can you punch this guy? Just a little bit. Just flick him in the head. You do it for me? But I don't like that Deus Ex Machina level of Batman goes, guys be tough to beat. Robotic suit, or I'll Superman do it. Yeah. Maybe I'll grab his Green Lantern ring. See if I can get the fire at least just once. I'll shoot him in the face with something. But I think that more often than not, I think that Doc Ock he's going to have a problem beating someone like Batman, but I think Batman goes down.